What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. Today I want to talk about Enshrouded and how to get a higher rested buff in your main base without having to place a whole lot of things. And you can do this across the map. You don't have to choose the specific location that I did. However, I feel like this location that I'm at is one of the best places to go early game and set up your main base. And I'll explain why as I go through this video, but basically I'm able to get a 26-minute rested buff in this place by only setting down 3 items. And this location is really easy to get to early on, and there's a lot of other things that are really good about setting up a base in this location that will boost your early game play and even your late game play. I noticed as I was playing through the entire game, certain things became more tedious to find and pick up, like the red mushrooms. And this location's actually going to help you get set up early on and keep a sustainable flow of some of those items. And like I said, I only placed down 3 items in this location, one being the flame altar, another being the workbench, and the third being a stove. The other nice thing about this location is it has quite a few chests sprinkled around the area that are going to have some loot that'll help you early game, and even late game you can still get into these chests and grab the items that are in them. It comes with a total of 3 different beds that you can sleep in, and it also has a lot of really good resources outside. The location that we're at is the Harvest Homestead, and this location has a well, it's got the chests that I spoke about, multiple outbuildings, and the main building, and all of those seem to have different loot items and chests sprinkled around. Additionally, there is a large area for farming, so when you get later on in game and you're able to actually start farming, you can farm an absolute ton in this area. And as you expand the size of your building area, you're just going to be able to claim more of it as a safe area. Now, when you first come out here, you will find that there are wolves in this area that you'll need to deal with. There are also rats in the basement to exterminate, and once you have that all cleared out, you can place down your flame altar and take over this location. So you can see where my level 4 home altar is. That is the location where the game tells you to build initially. But as you progress, you can get up to the ancient spire, jump over and get to this location, or you can run down to this location from that home area. Either way, just getting out to this area and setting up a base here early game is going to give you a lot better rested buff. Currently, my rested buff at my main base is about 51 minutes, which is a lot of time. But when you think about the fact that I only placed down the flame altar, the workbench, and the cooking station in this location, and I'm able to get 26 minutes, that's really going to boost your early game play and even your late game play, because if I was to bring those creature comforts over here, I wouldn't have to place as many of them to get that almost hour-long buff. And like I said, in order to get to this location, you can either run down there from the main starting area, or you can finish the Spring Lands fast travel spire and just jump off of that and use your glider to get over here. Now, there's a couple of things that you're going to want to take into account when you do this and how to pick where to place your flame altar. Because like the tomatoes and the mushrooms that you're looking at right now, when I pick those, if they're in the protected area of my flame altar, they will not respawn. However, you do have the beds there to replace that stuff. Anything that's outside of your flame altar will continue to respawn, but chests and different resources like that don't respawn. I have noticed that honey and wax seems to just be lying on the ground right in that location where there used to be a beehive. So that's one thing that you'll get all the time. I said earlier on that you could do this anywhere, and you absolutely can. The amount of rested buff that you are going to get varies by location depending on how many placeables there actually are in the building. So if we look at the other location where I've done this, we'll see that my rested buff in that location is actually lower. It's only at level 9 with the same number of placeables: the flame altar, the cooking stove, and the workbench. And if you decide that you don't like the holes in the walls, you can go ahead and repair that area. It's really easy to figure out what the building material is. Just pick the smallest block you possibly can and then demolish one piece so that you can see what that building material is. One side note with repairs is when you're doing them, you have to do it with the 1 meter piece. You cannot put a full-size piece in those areas. It won't allow it. So it is time intensive and tedious if you want to do that, but it's not a requirement for you to do that either. But this is a great way to have a really nice place if you're not a builder, or if you just decide that you want to take over a town. It's totally possible. Don't forget to whack the like button on your way out and let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this feature in Enshrouded? I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for their continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you are looking to get a panther mount in Soul Mask, check out the video that I have on the screen right now, where I give you a complete guide on being able to have a rideable feline.